Hey guys, Zip Tie Garage back, and today we're going to be rebuilding a Predator 212. It has a mild cam in it, billet flywheel, billet valve cover, nothing really special, and I got to put a Mikuni and stuff on it. But this is my first Predator. I have a decent amount of them. There's another one over there, but this is the first one I ever got, so needs rebuild. It smokes like chimney. And yeah, I'm just gonna take the head off and everything, take the side cover off, hone it out. I got a hone right here, and Tilton. I just rebuilt a Tilton 212, and that have the same rings as this thing, and I ordered two of those things by accident. So I'm just gonna rebuild it, put new rings in it, put it all back together. So let's get into it. So this thing, as I said, just has a mild cam in it. Should clean her up a bit before I put her back together. There we go. Gasket. Okay, so there. This is one of the valves was holding tension on. Oh, and it has 22-pound valve springs. I put those in it. Here's the lifters, I guess you'd call them. I gotta get a box. I had a box. I don't know where it went. There it is. Guess we'll set it on the ground. Alright, well, I'm gonna get this thing all torn apart and I'll get back to you. So, as you can see, it's sacked. The head, pretty dirty too. So, I'm gonna get the piston out and clean the bore up, run the hone through it, and put it all back, put the rings on the piston, and get it all back together. So, I got the rod cap off, and you can see it's crunchy, which I have another one of these, but I probably will replace it. Here's the piston. I can get her out with one hand. There. Yeah, it's not seen better. This is a flat top piston. I actually put in the rig, so everything looks fine except all that oil. So slap some new rings in it, hone it out, and put it all back together. I forgot I have a new rod for it. It was ran for probably like 20 minutes. It's up in that box. I built a Predator, put a stage 2 kit in it, and it replaced the piston or not the piston, the rod and everything. So I have a bunch of parts for stock Predator, and these are, as I said, these are Tillotson piston rings, but I took the rings off of that, mocked them up with this, and they're identical. So I'm gonna clean the block up, get that rod out, and put the piston rings on and put the rod on. Here's a new rod. It's basically brand new. It's only ran for like 20 minutes. The cap looks good compared to this one that's absolutely sacked. So I gotta get this piston on here, get these rings on the piston. So I'm gonna set you up on that thing and let's get to it. Okay, so I'm gonna get the piston off, which is just two snap rings. All you want to do is stick your screwdriver in there. Of course, my screwdriver's not small enough. You need picks. So, stick your pick in there. Grab it, put your finger over it because it might go flying. There's one. And put your finger over it. There's the other one. And the pin should slide right out. Should. There. So you got your rod, and then you got your piston with the pin in it. So take this and put I'm gonna put a little assembly lube in it, just some oil. Just so when it starts up, it's not dry. It is cold out today. That 1030 oil doesn't want to pour really well. So we're just going to put a little assembly lube in there. And it will go in like this, I think. I had to look how the rod went on the piston because I forgot. So, got it right. There's the arrow right there on the flat top. So, should be pointing like that. Arrow goes that way. And the long side of the rod goes up. Almost pretty short. So, we got to put the retaining clips in. Probably going to have to do this off camera because it's kind of tricky. Gotta get it in there and I'll get back to you. Okay, we got the rod on, got the retaining clips in there. All you do is take the clip and the open ends. You shove the one open end in there and basically twist it and then take the pick and run around it till it clips in. It's pretty simple. So that's how you do a stock rod install. So I'm going to do piston rings next. I'm going to go inside, warm up. It's like 30 degrees out and not heated garage. Okay, so went inside, warmed up the piston rings. It's pretty simple. All you got to do, these rings are pretty clapped out. All you got to do is find the opening and Right like that. Get the top off. Get this one off if you can see. Kind of gotta twist them. And the oil rings. And then the actual oil ring splits right there. Okay, now your piston is stripped. You want to get your new piston rings. So I have another piston here. So the really thick one compared to the other ones, this one goes in the middle. But first, you gotta get the oil ring on. Okay, oil ring's on. Get the second, or the first oil ring on. There's the first oil ring on. And you want the splits in the rings spaced apart. So the space right there between the rings right there. So I'm going to put the one like right here. So put this one on top. Okay, oil rings on. Give it a little coat of oil. Okay, so we got the two oil rings. We got the thick ring, and then we got the mild ring. So the thick ring's gonna go in the middle. Then the medium ring's gonna go on top. So this ring is gonna go right here. Like that. Okay, so that's on. Now the mild ring goes on top. So I'm gonna get that like that, and then the top one, the gap between the rings, right there. So I'm gonna put this one on the other side. There, and there. When those compress, they will stay in their spots. So the rings are all on and the rod's on. Now, back to the block. We gotta hone that thing out now. So, how I hone these things, you just put it on the table, get a C-clamp, put some oil in the cylinder, and go for like 10 seconds, stop, put a little oil on it, go for another 10 seconds. So, stop and make sure you go all the way down in the bore and come back up and then stop. Give it a little more oil and go again. And your honing is done. That's all you do. So I'm gonna wipe it out. I'll show you the good cross hatching. I'm gonna go for a little bit more because this motor's worn out. I rebuilt it, but I never honed it, so a little more oil on everything. I'm gonna call that good, so I'll get it all washed out and I'll get back to you guys. As you can see, it's kind of blurry, but the cross hatching in there, you can see it right there, cross hatching, so that's pretty good. So I'm gonna get the case all cleaned out and slap it all back together. I like to do my valves. I haven't got the push rods in, but if you don't have feeler gauges, but I have feeler gauges, you want them in between 0.003 or 0.002. So if you don't have feeler gauges, all you gotta do is take a business card and it'll be same measurement. So get that push rod in. Make sure it's seated. Gotta get a light. Yep. In there. And this one. Perfectly seated. Okay. Now, I'm gonna have to loosen up. Lock nut. And gotta get okay. Okay. Now you're going to want to get your feeler gauges. And I'm just going to do the old business card trick. I don't know if, I think these feeler gauges have it, I just can't find it on there. Right there. Alright. Perfect. Tighten this one down. There. Okay, we'll go there. Did this with the other motor and ran completely fine. So okay. Now the valves are all set. So when you spin it over, valves should press and be fine. Perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna get the valve cover on, get the spark plug in, get it all back together, and put the Mikuni carburetor on and stuff. Everything on, got the carburetor on, got it filled up with oil, got the spark plug on, got the exhaust on. Get set. I'll set you guys up and let's start it. Okay, gotta get the old power drill hooked up and we'll start the jump. It's leaking a little bit of gas, but it'll be fine. Alright, let's give her choke. Okay, so I put a little oil in the piston on the piston, so it get immediate lubrication. So that's all that oil was, just burning off that. But it runs good. I gotta throw another clamp on it up here. But yeah, hope you guys like the video, and I'll get that front end secured down and I'll start it up again. Okay, we got it secured down better. Fire it up again. Hope you guys liked the video, and subscribe down below, and catch you on the next one.